Students, today we are going to discuss meter bridge practical based on Wheatstone bridge to determine any unknown resistance. And here you can see a resistance wire mounted over a meter scale provided with two connecting terminals A and B. Also, a part of the same resistance wire is coiled over a wooden frame and is labeled small r and is provided with terminals. Apart from this, you are being given a key K, a DC galvanometer G, and a jockey J to make or break the circuit. Apart from this, you are provided with a resistance box having varying resistance from 1 ohm to 10 ohm, and here you can see certain strands of connecting wires, at least 8 to 10 strands of connecting wires will be needed for this particular experiment. And here is a DC power supply capable of generating DC voltage varying from 0 to 12 volt, but here for this experiment we are going to set up the voltage, DC voltage of approximately 2 volt for this particular meter bridge experiment. So we begin this experiment by adjusting the output of the DC power supply to be approximately 2 volt, somewhere around from, it should range from 1.90 to 2.10, somewhere that voltage setup is required over here. So you should adjust these two knobs, and this can vary from school to school, so don't worry. So this is what I've done. I've adjusted the voltage to give me a constant voltage of approximately 2 volt, that is 1.9596. That's what it shows to me. Once you have settled down with a voltage of approximately 2 volt, you should remove this digital multimeter and you should start making the connection for the Wheatstone bridge combination. We are going to connect the connecting wire. One end of the connecting wire is connected with end A. You can see this is the end A. So what I am doing, I am connecting one end of the connecting wire to the end A, and then from this end I am going to take it to the resistance box. So you can see what I am going to do. I am going to connect the other end of this connecting wire to the resistance box. So here you can see what I have done. I have connected the resistance wire from the end A. So this goes from the end A to the one end of the resistance box. Now from the other end of the resistance box, I'm going to connect another connecting wire. So I'm connecting another connecting wire, and I'm going to take this end of the connecting wire, the second end of the connecting wire, to the given unknown resistance R. So there's an unknown resistance R coiled on a wooden scale, and this I'm going to connect it at one end over here. So you can see now what I have done. I have taken one connecting wire, connected to the end A. From this I have taken the other end of the connecting wire and connected at one end of the resistance box. From the resistance box other end I have taken another connecting wire number 2, and I have taken it and connected it to the unknown coiled resistor R. Now the third connecting wire, I am going to take it from the other end 2 of the unknown resistance small r and connect it to end B of our meter bridge. So you can see I have connected this to the end B. So this is how I have made certain connections which are going to be the part of Wheatstone bridge. So you can see from from the resistance wire AB, I have taken the connection from end A, went to the resistance box, one terminal. From the other terminal of the resistance box, I have taken a connecting wire and connected it to the one end of unknown resistance small r, and from the other end of that unknown resistance small r, I have connected another connecting wire and connected to the end B. So this is one part of the connection that we have made. Now in order to make the connection, further connection, what you need to do, you need to take the galvanometer and connect this galvanometer at the point where you have connected the resistance box and the unknown resistor. So if you see here, you find this connecting wire which is connecting the resistance box and the unknown resistance small r. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect it at any one of the terminal to the galvanometer. So you can see here is the galvanometer. So, and this is the terminal that I have connected. This is the connecting wire which I have connected with the galvanometer. And from the free end of this connecting wire, this is the connecting wire. What I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this galvanometer one end to the point where you can see the resistance box and unknown resistance are connected together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect this particular wire coming from the galvanometer, to the point where the resistance box and unknown resistance are connected together. So kindly take note of this particular connection. This is the connection which most of the students do it wrongly in the Wheatstone bridge. So the galvanometer goes and get connected to the point where the resistance box and unknown resistance are connected together. And from the other end of the galvanometer, what we are going to do, we are going to connect the jockey. So this is the jockey that I have got. You can see this is the jockey. This happens to be the jockey, and this is going to get connected to the other end of the galvanometer, that is the end which was not yet connected. So that point I am going to connect the jockey and the galvanometer. So you can see how galvanometer has got the connection. In the galvanometer one end, especially the negative end, what I have done, I have connected the jockey, and the positive end of the galvanometer goes and gets connected at the point where the resistance box and the unknown resistance R gets connected. So that's how we had made one complete part of the Wheatstone bridge, students. Now in order to connect the DC power supply connection to the galvanometer, to the Wheatstone bridge circuit, we take the positive end of the DC power supply, and from the positive end of the DC power supply we connect a connecting wire, and which goes to the end A of the Wheatstone bridge or the meter bridge. So what you can see, what we are doing, we are connecting from the positive end of the DC power supply. So this is the positive end of the DC power supply. From the positive end of the DC supply, we have taken one connecting wire, and this connecting wire goes from the positive end of the DC power supply to the end A of the meter bridge. Now from the negative end of the DC power supply, you can see this is the negative end of the DC power supply. From the negative end of the DC power supply, what we are going to do, we are going to take
we are going to take one connecting wire from the negative end of the DC power supply and connect it to the one end of the key. So this, from the negative end of the DC power supply, we connect a connecting wire which goes to one end of the key. From the other end of the key, I'm going to connect another connecting wire. So you can see we are connecting another connecting wire, and this wire is going to go and get connected at the terminal B. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm connecting this wire to the terminal B. Now this is how the connection of Wheatstone bridge or meter bridge is made. So I hope, friends, you all have understood the manner in which the circuit is to be connected. Once the circuit is connected, we need to check whether our circuit is correct or not, and that what we are going to do by connecting the jockey at two different ends, that is by connecting the jockey anywhere on the resistance wire at end A and at B, and noticing, see, we are connecting the jockey at end B, and we will try to notice the deflection shown in the galvanometer. So if you notice, presently the deflection is shown towards the left hand side. Can you see? Can you see this deflection? When I am touching at the end B of the jockey, you can see the deflection in the galvanometer going towards towards the right hand side. Now when we connect it to the end A, it should go on the other side. So you can see now that the galvanometer gets deflected towards the left hand side. So there are two different directions in which the galvanometer shows the deflection. When I have connected the jockey at end A, it goes towards the left hand side, and when I connect the jockey at end B, it goes towards the right hand side. So the deflection should be on the opposite sides. So that is the way you check whether your connections are correct or not. Very important thing that you all need to understand is that whenever you are going to use the resistance box, you must insert the key tightly. How do we insert the keys in the resistance box? It is always inserted and twisted, okay? So that is what you should make sure by pushing hard and twisting these keys, that the keys are tightly inserted into the resistance box. Now in order to begin our experiment, what we are going to do, we are going to take out 1 ohm key. So you can see here it has been written as 1 ohm. So what I am going to do, I am going to pull out this 1 ohm key, and then by the trial and error method, I am going to place the jockey at different points, you can see, and notice the deflection in the galvanometer. So you can see when I am placing the jockey at different positions, you can see the galvanometer is showing the deflection either on one side or the other side, okay? So what I need to do, I am trying to locate a null position where the galvanometer shows no deflection. So this is the point approximately where I will find the galvanometer shows no deflection, and this comes out to be approximately at 33.8 roughly, okay? So 33.8 or 33.9 is the position where the galvanometer shows no deflection. So that is the point where the first reading is taken approximately for 1 ohm of the resistance. Now in order to find out the balancing length for 2 ohm, I am going to reinsert this key into the resistance box, insert and twist. That's how you insert the keys in the resistance box. And now I am going to take 2 ohm key out of the resistance box, and once again I am going to place the jockey at different position on the resistance wire and try to find out the point where the galvanometer shows no deflection. So this is the point where the galvanometer shows no deflection, and that comes out approximately at 49.0 centimeter. This is the point where the galvanometer is showing no deflection for R is equals to 2 ohm. So that's what we have recorded as 49.0 centimeter. Now what I'm going to take out the third 1 ohm key also. Now since 2 and 1 have been taken out, so the net resistance of the resistance box happens to be 3 ohm. So once again, by the trial and error method, I'm going to place the jockey at different position on the resistance wire. So you can see now, by placing the jockey at different positions, we are trying to locate the null point, and the null point comes approximately at 58.7 or 8, approximately 58.8. So you can see the galvanometer shows no deflection at 58.8 centimeter. So that is the way you are going to take the reading for different sets of resistance varying from 1 to 10 ohm. So what you need to do, you should vary it in the lab and try to find out the readings similarly for 4 ohm, 5 ohm, 6 ohm, 7 ohm, 8 ohm, 9 ohm and 10 ohm.